So you're interested in flipping your instruction. One of those tools you can use is YouTube. So the first thing that we're going to go through is how to set up your YouTube channel so that you can store videos. So the first thing you're going to do is go to youtube.com. In the top right hand corner, you want to click Sign In. At this point, you'll want to be sure that you're using your HCPS account. After you enter your HCPS account, you will click Next. Enter your password and click Next. Basically, all you've done at this point is log in to your HCPS account with your Henderson County email. What we want to do now is create our channel. So you're going to go up to the top right hand corner where you either see your image or your initials. Click on that picture and you're going to go to Create a Channel and click on Get Started. The next question asks how you would like to create your channel. The easiest way to do this is using the left side, which is Use Your Name, which pulls everything from your HCPS Google account and creates your channel. You can also use a custom channel, but this is more often if you're doing this from a personal account. So we're going to click Select on the Use Your Name side. At this point, you can decide if you would like to upload a profile picture, if it's pulled over a different one that you don't like, or you can leave it your initial. It's helpful to tell viewers about the channel content that you plan to be posting. If this is going to be for instructional videos for your class, you can add that into your description. Once you've added your description, scroll down to Add Links to your site. In the link title, you may choose to enter your profile link from your staff directory page. You also can add links to your professional social media accounts. This is completely optional. If you prefer not to include your social media links, all you have to do is skip that and click Save and Continue. At this point, it's really important that you notice Customize Channel at the top. This is where you organize your page, add or update your channel banner, and also set your settings. I'm going to click on Customize Channel. If you use a tube like canva.com, they have templates for YouTube channel art that give you the exact size that you need for channel art at the top of your YouTube channel. This isn't necessary if you're just going to be sharing links directly to your YouTube videos with students, but if you plan on having them go to your channel to access content instead of sharing the links, it might be fun to add channel art. So the next thing I'm going to have us do is go back to the top, click on your icon, and click on the gear next to YouTube Studio. This is where we're going to really decide on privacy, notifications, and various options on our channel. This is important to go through these steps before you start posting videos for your students. At the top, we've already set our name and picture in a previous place, but this is where you can also change that. The next link is Status for Channel and the Features. This is very important to go through, so I'm going to click on that and we'll go through it together. YouTube is very careful about making sure the YouTube community keeps guidelines. These guidelines are set for uploading, streaming, live streaming, longer videos, custom URLs, unlisted private videos, a host of different things. So this is where you will see if you've had any channel violations. Violation may include posting a video that has a song that is not in the copyright-free domain. You may get a strike there and they may remove that particular video from YouTube. But other than a place to just make sure that you're following the guidelines, there's some other things we want to show you. For example, right now I have an enabled account for uploading videos. That's good. Monetization, I'm not worrying about. As far as the longer video section, you're going to definitely want to be able to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. So in order to enable this, you need to click the Enable button. What it's going to do is have you select your country, and it will also ask you to enter your cell phone number or phone number so that you can be called with an automated voice message to verify that you are a real person. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this and say text me the verification code. You're going to enter your cell number and submit. Simply enter the same number that you receive in your text verification code and click submit. Once you've done this, you will get a verified banner, and now your account is verified, and you will be able to get some additional features from having a verified YouTube account. Now that my account is verified, I'm going to go back to those settings. So I'm going to go back to my icon in the top right hand corner and go to the YouTube settings button next to YouTube Studio. So we were on the channel status and features page, and now you'll see that below my name I have verified, which shows that I'm now eligible for some other things. The other icons aren't as important, and we won't be talking about those, but the ones that you really want to be enabled in order to get the most out of flipping your classroom are uploading, longer videos and unlisted and private videos, and even custom thumbnails can be fun so that you can make the icons on your YouTube channel really pop with a title and what those are about, instead of it randomly picking a picture in the middle of your video. So that is on status and features. So I'm going to now go back to return to YouTube Studio, and I'm going to go back to the top, go back to my channel, click Customize Channel, and go to the gear, YouTube Settings. So now that we've gone through the account, let's go to the left and choose Notifications. This is where you can set your preferences up for how you want to be notified with email notifications about items on your channel. So you'll want to go through these and set these the way you want them to be. Now let's go to Playback and Performance. Playback and Performance only controls your video viewing experience, not necessarily others' video viewing experience. So this is not something for your channel. This is just something about your preferences for when viewing a video. But I do want to go to Privacy. This is what you share on YouTube. So you can decide if you want to keep your playlists private and your subscriptions private. You may not ever decide to subscribe to anything or make playlists that are saved, but if you would like to keep those private, that's where you toggle that on. Now we're going to go to your icon in the top right hand corner again, and we're going to go to YouTube Studio. In YouTube Studio, on the left hand side, you will see a settings icon. You'll need to click on that icon. One of the things you're going to want to do in settings is to go through each of these and make sure they're set properly. So we're going to start on the channel tab. Notice there's also tabs across the top. For basic information, we recommend that you select your country, under advanced settings. One of the things that you will want to do is, if you're only going to post videos that are appropriate for students, you can automatically say the channel is made for kids, it's just for kids. If you're going to also post professional development videos or anything to that nature, you're going to want to say, I want to review this setting for every video. So it just depends on how you want to use your channel. You will see if the channel is set for kids, the ads won't be personalized, and all of the comments and notifications will automatically be disabled. Now, if you decide to choose this for every video, you're going to have to go to each video and mark it for appropriate or not for students. So because I'm only going to use this channel to communicate videos to my students that I've created, I'm going to go ahead and say it's appropriate and click Save. But just for fun, so you can see some other things that may have to be changed, I'm going to go ahead and say I want to review so that you'll see some of those other things in this scenario. However, if you are doing it along with me and yours is only for students, go ahead and mark that yes. Also, you can decide if you want to display the number of people subscribed to your channel. If you want to display that, leave it checked. If not, uncheck it. This also gets you to some other channel settings, but here is a very important one here. Personalized ads are not going to be shown on your video if you disable interest-based ads. I always disable that because it's for education and I really don't need that setting to be working on my educational account. On the branding tab, you can just add, if you have your own classroom brand, or if you have a Bitmoji or something you want to use that's kind of put as a watermark on every video you create, you can put that here. Just note it'll be automatically added to every single one of your videos. So that's totally up to you if there's something that you would like to use. It does need to be 150 by 150, so it is kind of specific, and it does need to have a transparent background. Feature eligibility, you've got, this is another way to get to those features. Channel is free of active community guideline strikes. That's also where you'll be able to see if you've broken any rules from YouTube. And there's also some things that we've already set on the other area because we've already added that phone number in. So those are there. Let's go to upload defaults. This is another thing you'll want to be sure and change. Now, I don't want every video I add to have the same title, and I don't want every video to have the same description, so I'm not going to add anything here, but this is where I find it to be important. I want every video I upload to be private until I verify that it's okay, add closed captions for those that I need to add closed captions to, and then at that point, after I'm ready, I will mark it in a different visibility. So a little bit about these settings. Public means everyone in the world can find it. They can search for it, they can find it, it will turn up in searches. Private means no one can get to it except me and 1 or 2 individual people that I decide to invite. And unlisted means anyone can get to it if they have the link to it. That's the one I mostly use once I change the setting. But I start with private, make sure the video's ready, and then later I manually go in and change it to unlisted. Under advanced settings, only a couple things that I would recommend changing here. Under category, I always recommend putting education just so that it gets that education tab in there. Also, I like to go ahead and set my primary language for all the videos. My videos are always going to be in English, so I'm going to go ahead and tell YouTube that because YouTube does try to do some closed captioning automatically, and if I have that set to English, it will be a little bit better. Now here is another thing. Do you want the community to be able to contribute to your video? No, I turn that off because for the purpose that we're using it for, that's not super appropriate. As far as comments, I disable all of them. Now I do want you to know that you can hold comments for review and then or just hold those that potentially might be inappropriate. But if you've gone through YouTube in your personal life, you notice that sometimes the worst possible things are the comments underneath. So I just like to turn those off because if I am going to do a dialogue with my students, I'm going to do that in Google Classroom or in a Google Doc or something private. I'm not going to have them publicly commenting on videos. Then do you want your users to be able to view ratings? I'm going to take that off. I don't really need to know how many people are subscribed. I don't really need to know ratings. I'm just using this as a place to store and host my videos. So now I'm going to go down to the permissions tab. I'm the owner, so unless I need to invite somebody else to be in charge of this YouTube channel, we're good to go. And as far as community, you can add moderators if you need to. You can block some words if you need to. You can block some links. But these, the most important thing on the community tab is under defaults. I want comments disabled. About my videos, and in the discussions tab I want to disable comments as well. So I'm just turning all of those things off. But again, this is up to you. I do think you'll probably find it's safer to go ahead and close it down and then have those conversations in a different manner. So once you've gone through all those settings, you're going to click Save. And now at this point, I've set my privacy. I've got longer videos. I've set my privacy settings, so all my videos are going to be private until I go back in and change them. So at this point, we're ready to upload videos. So there's several different ways to do this, and it's going to look different depending on what screen you're on. So it can be a little bit confusing in YouTube, I think. But over at the top, whether you see create, if you're on this page, or if you're just on your channel page, it may look a little different, but they're all this little icon that looks like the video camera with the plus sign. So whether you're in YouTube Studio or in your customization channel, it doesn't matter. You can click on this button. Now you'll notice when I click on it, I have two options. I can either upload a video or go live. So I'm going to go to upload video. Once you get here, you'll notice that it's going to tell me how my privacy is set. Right? Remember when I chose to make it private, it says your videos will be private until you publish them. Now if you set this to unlisted, this will say your videos will be unlisted until you publish them, or your videos will be public. If you look at that and that says something that you don't want it to be, you may want to go change your settings before you upload your first video, but I want mine to be private. So I could click here and manually select, but I want you to see you can also drag and drop a video. This one's from my desktop, and I'm just going to drop it here. Once you drop it, you'll notice that arrow taking off, and then what it does is it takes the title from your video file and puts it as the title. You are required to have a title on your YouTube videos. So this one happened to already have a title that happened to be appropriate, but sometimes if your letters are squished together or you used shortened words because it's the file title, you may want to change that. Also, take some time to tell your viewers about your video, because that does come along with it. If when they see that on YouTube, it will have the description underneath. So I'm going to type in a quick description of my video. After you put that, depending on how long your video is, it may take a while before any thumbnails show up. We'll come back to the thumbnails in just a moment. So playlists, if you do organize your channel in playlists, you can go ahead and add that video to one of your playlists. I don't have one yet, so I could create a playlist. Now, how some teachers use playlists are they'll have a playlist for a unit. So if you had a unit on animals and you wanted all your videos to go in that playlist, you could do that. You can even have it divided by standard if you wanted to. But again, that's only really super helpful if you're using playlists. Then you'll remember I chose to decide for each video if a video was appropriate for kids or not. I did that on purpose just so that you will see this. If you do decide to do each of them individually, you will have to decide at this point, is it for students or not? Once you've done that, you'll notice you set all your preferences. You do get a video link at the top. If you click on this button here, you will copy that link to your clipboard to paste somewhere in Google Classroom or elsewhere. So I'm going to click Next. You'll notice that there are some video elements, and those are cards and end screen. I'm going to skip that for right now and go ahead to Next. And this is where I set the visibility. Now remember, I said I want everything to be private, but this is where if I'm sure it's okay, I'm happy with it, I can now change that to unlisted or public. I also can schedule a date to make it public if I'm making sure that that video is public. So I'm going to change this to unlisted so I can actually send them this link. I'm going to go back to the details tab and see if we can't do thumbnails just yet. So I'm going to click Next and save. And what you'll notice is you'll get a pop-up box that will show you the name when it was uploaded, and it'll give you some opportunities to share in other places, and it will also give you that link again in case you forgot to copy it. So I'm going to go ahead and click Close, and I want you to see what happens in your YouTube Studio. You start getting a list of all the videos you've uploaded, including the restrictions, whether it's made for kids or not, how many views it's gotten, and its visibility. So at this point, if I watch this video and I like it, I can actually just come here and toggle it and change it here as well. I want to take a minute and show you that if you click on a video you've already uploaded, you do get to go back and make any changes that you need to, changing the title if you've typed something incorrect into the description. But I also want to show you there are more options. These are some things that you can choose to go back and add. Do you want to put when you actually recorded that video? Because sometimes you're posting it after you record it and you may want to date that. Also, if you are someone that wants to upload subtitles, you can do that if you want YouTube to try to subtitle it for you. And here are some other things that you can choose to do. Do you want to allow others to embed your video in the site? You can choose yes or no here. And also, do you want to notify your subscribers when this video is published? Well, mine is unlisted, so it can help you if you want to do that if people are subscribed, or you can also uncheck that if you would like as well. Also, there's some other things on the left-hand side that you can access about your video. I'm going to go ahead and save this one, and then we'll scroll down. This is where you can look at a particular video and view its analytics, how often it was watched, when was it watched, what was the last activity in the last little bit. This is your editor for basically editing things on your timeline. This is where you would go to review any comments that were held for review or ones you haven't responded to, but I have mine turned off, so that's not going to be super helpful to me. And later on, when this is finished, it will try to subtitle it for me, and if I want to go make any changes to that to help my listeners or my watchers on my channel who maybe have some needs to have that subtitle, I can go and create that there. Also, on this first tab, when your video is finished, if you want to upload your own picture, you can click upload thumbnail, pick your picture, and then that's the first thing that's seen, just like this, when the video is there. I'm happy with this one, so I'm leaving mine, but you can click upload thumbnail and change that as well. So that's basically how you get to your video and make any needed changes. And as you add videos, they're just going to be listed here at throughout your channel. Now again, there are lots of different ways to get there. When you click on your S, this is how you get to your channel, and this is where you're going to be able to manage things. Your videos will be listed. Any playlists that you have created will be there if you have them public. This, however, is where people go to. So if I'm visiting your channel, this is what it looks like. If you want to go to the studio to be able to access those other pieces that I showed you, this is where you'll go first. You go to your videos, and then you'll get back to that list that I showed you. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, and you'll be able to see how to quickly upload things to your channel. If you are uploading a longer video, it makes it take some time for YouTube to process it. If you accidentally give out that link before it's ready, when the person comes to the video, it'll say it's still processing. So best practice is to wait, and you'll know it's ready because it will give you the indication that it's ready after you've uploaded it. But longer videos, you'll want to leave some time. I like to upload videos the day before I actually need them. That gives me time to make sure they're processed, and also if I need to make any tweaks to closed captioning.